If you think I'm not gonna stop what's going on here, you're wrong.
Dex, I'm really going.
You and Michael teamed up against me. Consider yourself served.
Don't worry, Joss. He might not be dead after all. Maybe he's teaming up with Anna to catch the killer, and we'll get the dramatic reappearance in, 6 months or so. Fingers crossed. Honestly though, have we not tortured Joss enough? Why does everyone have to keep dropping like flies? And seriously, what kind of place is GH to work at? Mo had to keep playing that bipolar breakdown storyline after it started messing with his mental health. Now Eden's forced to relive her mom's death through a plot about a dead boyfriend. That's just cruel. Can we just send Willow, Drew, and Nina off into the sunset already? Let Michael take a nice long break and come back to build a life with Sasha. I always thought they were better together anyway. As for Willow, no, she doesn't get a free pass. She's just as guilty as Drew. Willow's all high and mighty when it comes to Sasha, but maybe she should take a look in the mirror first. I used to like her character, but that was before the writers decided to ruin her. And Drew, he's just sleazy. And let's not forget, Nana rushed Willow into taking those kids. Also, Willow wouldn't find out about Nina and Drew hooking up. When is Willow going to realize that her mother was sleeping with Drew not that long ago? Instead of killing off Dex, they should have axed Drew. Seriously, these writers are the worst. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Michael and Willow have made it crystal clear over and over again that New York law gives both mothers and fathers equal rights, unless, of course, one of them decides to drag the other into court and prove they're unfit. So no, just because Willow is their mother, that doesn't mean she can waltz off with the kids without so much as a "by your leave" to Michael. Now, as much as I know Leslie can't pull off the Monica role, let's be real. Wouldn't it be fun if Monica found out about all this? Tracy could drop the bomb like, "Oh, by the way, Monica wants to see you," and then flex some of her power to make Drew change his last name back to Kane. She could have him sign over custody of Scout, just for now, and then send him packing to Washington. But hey, I know none of that is happening, but imagine the drama if it did. Honestly, the writers are doing a decent job with the storytelling, except for the endless body count. But this whole Drew and Willow thing, it's painful to watch. We all knew Willow wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. Remember when she showed up, ready to give up her baby because she was wrapped up in that Shiloh cult? Yeah, that's why she's so easily manipulated. And Drew, we barely knew him. He's just Jason's brother with a few thoughts of his own. But let's face it, he's a Quartermain through and through. And he's spent his life looking out for number one, himself. He'll do whatever it takes to get what he wants. But hey, let's not forget this is a soap opera. The whole point is to keep things dramatic. Though seriously, can we lay off the killing already? There's a million ways to write a character off without turning them into a walking casualty. Now, I'm totally over Willow and Drew. This storyline is a mess, and don't even get me started on Nina. She's so ridiculously obsessed with hiding the truth. Oh, but my daughter won't understand if I tell her about Drew. Really, Nina? Because your daughter is definitely going to thank you for keeping all these secrets. Double yuck. And those poor kids, they're going to be the ones who really suffer. At this point, I'm convinced this soap has gone completely off the rails. Just wait until Willow finds out Nina's been sneaking around with Drew and that Sasha's pregnant with Michael's baby. Oh, the drama is going to hit the fan, and I can't wait to see it. Get the popcorn ready. Where do I even start? First off, I have to say I'm honestly impressed with Carly. Look at her thinking of the kids and keeping them safe in their cozy beds instead of dragging them out into the freezing cold. Honestly, it's the kind of move you'd expect from a mother. And then Nina, of all people, actually told Willow not to answer the phone. I would have just grabbed it, dropped a few choice words, and either blocked him or renamed the number Do Not Answer. But hey, Nina's probably just getting warmed up. She's only doing what her mom did to her, right? Now she's got Drew, the Quartermains, Michael, Sonny, Carly, and everyone else after her. You know, the usual family drama. And Willow? Please, are we really shocked? She cheated on Chase with Michael, and then cheated on Michael with Drew. Classic. Honestly, after 40 years of watching General Hospital, I'm done. It's like the writers just threw in the towel. A person in a coma for years doesn't just wake up, stroll out of bed, hitchhike around Port Charles, and start causing chaos. Killing off fan favorites and trotting out the same old tired characters. Yawn. There's way better stuff on TV now. I can't waste my time on this nonsense if this is where it's heading. If you're trying to ruin GH, congratulations, you're doing a spectacular job. Now, Felicia's going to be in trouble once she starts recalling what she missed the afternoon Dex was stabbed. She couldn't remember much during the interview, but I think it's the missing sound of the bells he was ringing for donations. That means Cyrus wasn't exactly where we thought he was, and let's be honest, we're all just waiting for that bombshell. As for Michael, wow, what a guy! How does he have the nerve to keep quiet about all the shady stuff he's done? Oh, and there's a baby on the way, though he doesn't know it yet. And I just read that Cyrus is the one doing the killing. Why? What's his endgame? And what was his plan with Lulu? Remember when the first Mena woke up from her coma? She needed a wheelchair at first, but Lulu, after a liver transplant, walked right out of that hospital, ready to take on the world. Classic GH logic right there. So who are the brilliant minds running this page? Because if you're going to take down a post, it would be really helpful if you could point out exactly which word you found to be unacceptable. Because, from where I'm standing, there's not a single word in my post that seems remotely questionable. But hey, maybe you have a level of judgment I can't even begin to comprehend. If this somehow manages to make it through, I guess we'll know that sarcasm is beyond your radar. Now, let's talk about Drew. He's the absolute model of respect, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to be stalked by someone who's knocking on doors, peeking inside, and texting Willow nonstop? What a total charmer. Oh, and let's not forget the gem that is Drew telling Michael about how he and Willow love each other. What is that about? Drew, seriously, who gave you the authority to speak for everyone? Michael's life is in complete chaos, and Drew thinks it's his job to spill the tea. Maybe Drew should take a seat, let Michael and Willow figure it out themselves. But of course, I'm sure he thinks he knows best. And here's the part I'm really stuck on. The bell stopped ringing when Dex was stabbed. But I guess we're supposed to forget that little detail, huh? Carly? Oh, Carly. She should have known better than to mess with Nina, our queen, and her grandchildren. It's like Carly forgot Nina's the one you don't want to cross. But here's the kicker. Willow is starting to see Carly's true colors. Carly, who pretended to be there for Willow, is now turning her back on her. Nana never did that to Sasha. Sure, Michael is blood, but Carly, for all her talk, treated Willow like a daughter, until it suited her not to. And honestly, if anyone should be judged here, let's not forget Carly has her own history. Carly has cheated too. So, are we supposed to forget all that? Willow's not a bad person. I mean, hasn't everyone in GH cheated at some point? Carly slept with her mom's husband, and now she's the moral authority on Drew and Willow? It's almost laughable. Oh, and let's not even talk about kissing cousins, right? And for the record, I really hope they don't kill off Michael's character. Let's get Sasha a healthy baby too, while we're at it. But please, please, don't permanently pair Willow and Drew together. That's one couple that doesn't need to be made official. Also, why is everyone losing it right now? The entire Quartermain family just stood there watching Willow and Drew. If you were Willow, would you really want to stick around for all of that? I mean, sure, you'd want a break, and of course, you'd take your babies with you. If she didn't take them, I'm sure the same people calling her out would be saying she's a selfish mom who doesn't care. It's like a no-win situation for her. And, by the way, everyone is guilty of something here. Willow and Michael sleeping with other people doesn't mean they're terrible parents. We all know no one in Port Charles is an angel, so let's just stop pretending. Michael, the ultimate mama's boy. His precious mama Carly is out here fighting all his battles, like he couldn't handle a thing on his own. About time Nina stepped up to her, right? And now Willow's finally seeing how controlling Carly can be. Talk about a big bully. And Carly's just sitting there, looking straight at Willow, telling Nina, "If you think I'm going to stop because the kids are here, you're wrong." Oh, it's so on now. Honestly, they should just rename the show Everyone Hates Carly because it's getting ridiculous. How are people blaming a mother for standing by her kid? It's honestly wild. But mark my words, if Willow and Nina don't take care of business and shut Carly down, I'm tossing both of them in the trash. Seriously, it's 2 against 1. No excuses. Willow needs to step up, and Nina needs to back her up. Period. Now, I'm really struggling to wrap my head around how Willow's affair and marriage implosion has somehow turned into all about Carly. Carly's out here defending her son like Nina's defending her daughter. But no one's talking about Nina's mess-ups, right? It's like they just sweep it all under the rug. And somehow Carly's the villain for trying to protect her own child. Michael isn't even there while all of this is happening, but people expect his mother to just sit quietly and let it go down. Oh, and speaking of drama, will Sasha end up being a single mom? Is she going to come clean and tell everyone she's carrying Michael's child? With all the mess going on with Drew and Willow, it's bound to get ugly if she drops that bombshell. And sure, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but honestly, she and Michael were both going through it when they hooked up. It wasn't planned. Alcohol's a heck of a thing, isn't it? For all those holding out hope that Willow's going to dump Nina once she finds out about the little fling between Nina and Drew. Let's not forget, Willow's no longer the judgy-goody 2 shoes she used to be, sitting up on her high horse. Remember, she cheated on her husband, then snuck off with the kids in the middle of the night. Real classy move. And if the roles were reversed, say, Nina walked in on Michael and Carly plotting to sneak the kids out of the house before Willow got home, you just know Carly would somehow still be the villain in that scenario. What really gets me, though, is Dex dying. The guy always talked about his family, and there were so many opportunities for some backstory. Instead, we're left with no chance to meet those family members. Such a wasted opportunity. But here's the kicker. If Portia had done exactly what Carly did the other day, you know damn well that everyone who's praising Carly as this honorable, protective mother bear would be ready to hang Portia out to dry. Double standards much. Good morning, by the way. Remember when Willow thought Carly was the best thing that ever happened to her? She treated Nina like dirt for Carly's sake, disrespecting her at every turn. Now that Willow's in the hot seat, she's about to realize that Carly and Michael's wrath is something she's not prepared for. Trust me, she hasn't even begun to feel the heat. With Michael heading out, Carly's definitely going to fight tooth and nail for joint custody of those kids. And with Chad Duell leaving and no recast in sight, it looks like Catelyn McMullen, Willow, is here to stay. So it's probably safe to say Willow will get custody, while Michael takes a little time off to find himself. Now, here's how Willow could really tip the scales in her favor in a divorce. Reveal Michael's one-night stand with Sasha and her pregnancy. Or Willow stumbles upon proof that Michael helped cover up Sonny's murder of Agent Cates. It's not hard to see where this could go. So now Carly's questioning, why was Nina invited? Really? Since when did Carly get to dictate who gets invited to parties that aren't even hers? I'm sure it's none of her business, and let's be real, this whole Drew Willow mess doesn't concern her at all. Maybe she should stick to what she does know, like managing the Metro Court and diner, or, focusing on her own kids. Hold on, didn't Nina call for peace not too long ago? And didn't both ladies agree to move on? It's funny how Carly, after all that let's move on talk, can't seem to keep Nina's name out of her mouth. This is the third time she's stirred the pot, like she's got nothing better to do. And for the record, Willow invited her mother, just like Michael invited his. It's not that complicated. Also, this whole Willow and Drew slept together first rumor? What a joke. If that were true, Michael wouldn't have even thought about reconciliation. The timeline's pretty clear. Michael stormed off after finding out about Willow and Drew, came back the next day, and had sex with Willow after having sex with Sasha. He didn't mention that little detail until Sam passed away. So no, Drew and Willow didn't sleep together first, no matter what people are trying to spin. Every time Willow manages to blame someone else for her affair with Drew blowing up, I think everyone should take a drink, because honestly, it's entirely her fault. If she had just been upfront from the start, none of this drama would have happened. It's pretty simple, right? No one's going to throw a fit if you're being honest. I'm over her whole fake angle act. Honestly, it was so satisfying to see that exposed in front of the whole family. What a joke. If Nina had just come clean right from the start about her first, hate sex with Drew, this whole mess could have been avoided. Let's face it, you talk about a recipe for disaster. And don't even get me started on what she did to Chase. People remember that. Now, with all this nonsense involving Michael and Willow's kids, yeah, it's about time Sunny steps in. After what she did to him and his family, not to mention her current attempts to tear apart Michael's family, I have a feeling Sunny's going to have some very Sunny-style threats to make. I'm kind of sad about Dex. Like, not heartbroken, just a tiny bit disappointed. He seemed like such a charismatic guy off-screen, and that really came through in his scenes with Molly and Christina from Lay. He had potential, you know? But as soon as he stopped playing spy for Michael, it was like the writers completely abandoned him. I honestly would have kept Dex and ditched Violin. No offense to the actor, but what does he even do? And please, writers, don't go down the path many are predicting with him. Just, no. Now, what's the deal with Joss? Are they really going to ruin her friendship with Trina by making them both fall for Kai? Probably not. They'll just have Trina play the martyr and step aside for Joss. And I really don't want to sit through weeks of Joss's grief. We never got that for Trina. She was completely sidelined. So yeah, I'm not here for a never-ending Joss pity party. And here I am, actually feeling sorry for Dex Heller. What's happened to me? It's just another lazy way of dealing with a character the writers didn't know how to handle. Seriously, I'm begging for some fresh storylines. Anything that's not the same tired old hospital or police drama. And now, we're stuck with Chase busy making babies and Dante wallowing in his own misery. The whole cop and medical plotline is flat, and Dex could have brought something interesting. Instead, we get mystery hospital murders. How thrilling. Oh, and we all already know what happened with Christina and Ava, so this whole thing is just a waste of time. This show just loves recycling. Seriously, are there no writers left who can actually develop new characters or come up with fresh ideas? Do we really need more of Ava and Sunny fighting about Avery, or Joss and Trina losing boyfriends again? I swear, it's like we're stuck in a loop of the same old drama. Dex had so much potential that got completely wasted. He was underdeveloped, never really convinced as a mobster or a cop, but he was charming and genuinely sweet. I kept hoping he'd either end up with Molly or take up something random like cooking or dancing. Maybe he'd run off with Trina, or, better yet, just get developed since his entire character was one big question mark. At least I've been hating Joss a little less lately, mostly because she's been on screen less. But honestly, I'm not excited for whatever drama or lack thereof is coming next. And don't even get me started on another year of Joss moaning over her dead boyfriend, like how Trina had to suffer through non-stop grief. Enough already. Just pair Joss with Gio or something. At least Trina's finally moving on with the new jock on campus. Alright, here's my hot take on this. Strap in. Gio? He's the result of a one-night stand between Natalia's son and BLQ all those years ago. Think about it. Natalia mentions she has a son she hasn't spoken to in years. And guess what? He's musical, just like Gio. Coincidence? I think not. Here's how I imagine it went down. BLQ and her mystery guy got pregnant after a one-night fling. She knew. He had no clue. Lois whisked her away, and she gave the baby up for adoption. Dante and Cody. Yeah, they knew about the dad, because he's from that shady camp they've been dropping hints about. And before anyone starts yelling about real-life stuff, let's remember, this is a soap. People control the weather, come back from the dead, and switch identities. If they want to make this happen, they absolutely can. This is not real life, folks. Anyway, that's my guess. And let's be real, I'm not a fan of Natalia. But Morris wants her, Sunny wants her. So yeah, she's sticking around whether we like it or not. And honestly, I'm so over all these long-lost parent revelations. First, it was Cody, then Sasha, and now it's Gio. Yawn. But I'll give credit where it's due. Your idea might actually help redeem Natalia if she's sticking around. It would give her something to do besides being an accountant and flirting with Sunny. Yay! Oh, and just a thought. What if Gio turns out to be Lois and Alan's kid? Tracy made that weird comment to Drew about how he would never sleep with his nephew's wife. And that felt like a potential red herring to me. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.